Hello everyone, this time I want to show you this card, how to make the background of this particular piece of paper and how you can work with the confetti launcher. You put some confetti in, close the card, and when the receiver opens it, it shoots out. Like that. So don't wait any longer, let's start. I made my card 14.5 by 14.5 centimeters from cardstock. This is my base card. I have a piece of design paper 14 by 14, a piece of cardstock 13.5 by 13.5, piece of design paper 13 by 13 centimeters, all in centimeters, and a piece of water art from Kipper's watercolor paper to use with the dyes, the inks. I'm going to work with the inks from Ranger Distress Oxide. This time the last series came out, so I am using Victorian Velvet, Dried Marigold and Rusty Hinge. The dyes I will be using are the Happy Birthday die, the Confetti launcher, this one, and the hearts, all designed by Nicole Koye, and you can purchase them on AliExpress. I will give you the links below this video. And then I will be using some rice paper, and this is from Tim Holtz Ideology, the collage paper. I'm going to use some flowers from Orchid Flower. I'm going to use a stamp, a background stamp, and some black ink. Maybe I'm going to use some drops, I don't know yet. So that's for the materials I'll be using. Of course I will use glue and foam tape, and for the rice paper I will use the Liquitex matte gel. So let's start gluing the base card together. As always, use a little bit of glue, not too much. I am using the Dutch Doobie-Doo all-purpose glue, and I put it in this little box, this glue I'm using. It's a very good glue, you don't need very much, and the less you use the better it sticks. I always use my bone folder to press it down and spread the glue somewhat over the complete paper. So using this layer, and of course you can distress your layers and work them with some ink, work them with gesso, work them with crackle paint, all kinds of possibilities to make this card your own. But I'm going to keep it really simple this time. Not too fussy, not too much. My cardstock I buy with Hobby Carton, and design papers is in my stash for a long time now, so I don't know where I purchased that, so I can help you with that. But I think when you are a card maker you have lovely papers of your own. So the base of this card is ready. My background or my image will be here. Of course you can stamp an image and color it yourself, or you can use already an image you have in your paper bag. All things are possible, that's up to you. I will use today my own background and make my own image. When I make my own background, I usually use the Distress Oxide because I think that's beautiful stuff. You can do all kinds of things with it. And I'm now using a set dried marigold, rusty hinge, and the velvet, Victorian velvet. And I start with the Victorian velvet from a corner, very lightly, in circles. Bring in your foam pad. Don't pressure too much because otherwise you get really nasty stains. Let me show you that. When you do this and then that, you won't be able to get a really nice. You have to work it very hard, and it blends very difficult. So you have to work it very hard, and then you will see that your blend will not be very beautiful. And you always see where you put your mounted foam pad. So very lightly, with a bit of ink, make sure you make your rounds. I put my color in a few places. It's beautiful. Really love this color. Victorian velvet. And then I'm going to apply some dried marigold to give it a color. And another nice thing of your Distress Oxides is that they blend very well together without forming mud. So when you put layers of color on each other, you most of the time end up with mud, a sort of brownish, ugly color. But these colors blend beautiful together. I'm working now with rusty hinge to give it some nice brown. And then I'm coming in again with my marigold and blend it together. And as last, my Victorian velvet. Some dried marigold over here to give it a nice little touch. I think it's beautiful this way. Put my lids on so they don't dry out. And then I'm going to spray with water. And the water effect, as you probably know, is that it's oxidized. This ink oxidized with water, and the effect is very nice. I dry it because that will help me speed up the things. It's curling. It's curling back again. Yep. Happy. Hart. This is a heat resistance mat, and I use this for my inks. And this thing I put on so that I know where to put my card so that you can see and I'm not out of image. Like that. Now I will put some background stamps, and I'll do that not with a block or stamping aid, but only so very loosely. To give the background some more interest. And I use my stamp chamois to clean my stamp. Now I'm going to put on my rice paper, and it's too large, so I'm tearing it off a bit, like so. I have some tiny leftovers. I always put on the gel on both sides, so in this way I know it's glued down properly, and I cannot, this piece I will get out of the way because it's annoying me, and I know it will be okay. This is a matte, this dries dough, and I like that. I'm not I don't like the shine, the glitter. I'm not a glitter person. My paintbrush in water. And I will dry this layer again with my heat tool. You can let it dry by air, but it takes too much time to dry by air for me now, because you will endlessly watching drying a piece of paper. That's not where you are looking. So that's nice. Now I will go ahead and put my flowers on. always check first where I want to put them. And these little rose buds I usually use by the 3 of them. And they will come out here. Yep. I glue with hot glue. Because I experienced that is the best way to glue your flowers on. Like that, making a bouquet of flowers. On this birthday card. And now I hope I can put these down. Oh. Put another flower just because I like to see one here like that. And always give it some dimension by tweaking the leaves from the flowers, so you always try to look the flowers at their best. When you use hot glue you always have some threads, you can take them off really easy, like so. Then my happy birthday. I'm gonna use my velvet, Victorian velvet, to give it some color randomly. And some dried marigold. And I use some foam tape so that I can easily give the letters some height. They pop out. You can see some foam here, so I clip that off. And there he is. A little ornament over here. Okay, so this part is done and we can put it on the card. In order to give that some height, again, I use some tape. No, first I want to add some interest, and I'm going to use the Hart die from Go, like this. And I had some from another cards leftovers, and I'm gonna put them over there. Yes. Forgot to close my glue bottle, so it dries up. For this part I use some foam pads. Taking off the bags from those patches, little pads. Do I get them all? Yeah. Take 1, 2, and then I'm gonna position. And you can position it like this, but I'm gonna position it like this way. So. This part I don't like, so I clip it off. Like that. So. And now we're going to start with the launcher, the confetti launcher. And now I remember I forgot to take some glue again, so I will do that now. For this technique you use 2 little elastic bands, rubber bands, and I'm using loom bands. This was a hype a few years ago. You can still buy these on AliExpress. I will provide you with a link. So you put them together like so. You have a knot and 2 crossed bands. Then you have this thing. This is your launcher. The first thing you do is you glue these flaps on the inside, and I use my red sticky tape for this, because you have to use a very strong tape. This provides some extra strength to the launcher, and so that's why we put on some tape here. You can use the red sticky tape like I do, or how do you call it? Well, I can't get score tape. That's it, score tape. That's even strong as this, so you can use your score tape or the red sticky tape. Burnish it well, so that when you will try to get the red off, it will go easy. I use something with a tip, and the sticky tape is always static, and that's why I often use the score tape, but unfortunately I ran out of that, so I have to use my red sticky tape. Then you clip from this side into the little holes. This is where your elastic band will get in, and then you have to put some sticky tape on the back in order to glue it to the card, and to glue your little box on. And where I have to put the little box, I will take care of some more tape, so that I am assured that when the card is opened, only the confetti will come out and not the box will fall off. again burnish it. Makes life sometimes easier. Double-sided tape. Okay, now then you fold your folds like so, and then the rubber bands. First of all, you put your rubber band between your thumb and your index finger and put him with a knot in the middle around these two little inserts, circles, like that. Okay, then you do that again with the other one, and this one you have to put all over here and here. And now your launcher is ready to launch. Take your card and find a spot where you like it best. I want to write something on my card, so I'm going to use this. And when you put your fingers on the two flaps here, you can manipulate your launcher up. Make sure that you do that and test if your launcher has enough space for you to fold the card. And you can imagine when it's like this, you have a problem. So always check if this is alright. Take it over here, let it go, okay, and then you see it's sticking over here. So test both sides. And again, like this. And the one up is the important. So I know I can stick it down. So now I'm turning over. Take my two strips. And even though I burnished well, it's always difficult to get that off. And I'm going to put it over here. Take my burnisher and burnish really well, so it sticks really well to my card. Check again. Perfect. And now I have to glue my little box on. Okay, that's it. Now you can put in confetti. I always use some things. I use when you see this little heart die, all the hearts fell out, and I save them. Little flowers I save, and rounds, all kind of little things I save, and I use as confetti. You can use real confetti, you can use all kinds of material, but it has to be light. So when you put it in here, it jumps out. I'm gonna try and let you see how it works. I do some in, put some in. And close it. And then you have to stick it in the envelope, send it away, and when the sender gets it and opens the card, that will happen. And now it's a mess in my room, but I will clean that later on. So that's your launcher. It works. I will keep it for now this way because I'm not going to send this. You can write your text. I'm not going to put some dots on, I think. I don't know yet. I hope you liked this video again, and for now my card is ready. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll see you again. Bye.